few months ago, I was invited to my then-boyfriend Nicholas's birthday. On his birthday, we went to the mall, and I learned the friends he had invited, they were all shoplifters. I was too scared to leave and to call my parents, so I stayed, which turned out to be a bad idea that I wish I never did. We, the party, went to many shops. 2 of them I was peer pressured into shoplifting. The first time I wasn't able to do it, so I moved away from the others. I believe, well, I never saw him directly do it, but I still believe he did it. Nico probably stole something from me. I really don't know if he did or not, and I really don't want to think about it either. It was a plush and a Pops capsule. The next time we were at a different store, which was Spencer's, I realized I was short the money. I wanted to buy something, so the party pressured me into stealing it. I got caught and was yelled at, of course. It wasn't the first time I've been yelled at, but it was definitely the first time I'd been yelled at and knew what the repercussions were. I could have gotten arrested. I stood and listened to the ladies as they told me off, but I couldn't stop myself from panicking. I may not have said it or knew I was doing it, but I was definitely crying. Then they asked my age, and I told them I was 16. They let me off, but told me never to return there again, so I haven't. More of the fact it brings back painful memories and the fact that it was an illegal action I did to get banned there from the first place. Afterwards, we, the party, went to a different part of the mall. I sat on a table, heaving, feeling sick to my stomach. The room felt like it was spinning, and everyone's voices became distant, and all I could hear were my thoughts calling me a horrible person, and how I knew what would happen, and yelling at me for not telling my parents. At some point, Nico, who convinced me to steal in the first place, noticed that I wasn't doing so well. He used the words, "You don't look like you're doing so hot," and he told me to get some air. So I left, and I went outside. I rested against a pillar facing the road, and at some point a security guard came up to me. He was just walking past, I found out afterwards, but I thought I was going to get arrested. And I didn't. Instead, I felt like I was going to puke, and passed out against the pillar. Sometime later, it'd possibly been hours, I don't know, I was unconscious. Nico found me and woke me up, then just sat there next to me, saying he was sorry and I should have taken the blame, and all I could do was think about yelling at him, telling him he should have. If he cared about me, he wouldn't have pressured me, and that I never wanted to see him again. Eventually, Nico's parents took me home, and Nico texted me saying he wanted to break up because of what he did. None of it helped, and for weeks I wanted to die. I still can't get over what happened, and even things I bought that I have receipts for still bring back these memories, and it starts the cycle over again. A cycle of me wanting to kill myself, of being impossible to sleep, of just so much pain. I had to hide them. A necklace I bought of mushrooms I have hanging out in the open on a shelf because it's glass and I didn't want to break it. But everything else is tucked away in boxes and behind corners because I never want to see them again. Writing this hurt me more than anything. Speaking it's hurt me even more. I've had to take so many breaks and cry alone just to end up finishing this. Even though Nico's to my neighbor, I still travel the farthest route so I never have to see him again. I'd never block him because I think that's super rude. I never read his texts. I've buried them below the rest of my messages, and his contact is on the bottom now. I don't have to check TikTok even though I get hundreds of updates a day. I have barred myself from his Instagram. Everything. I never want to see none of it again. I just want to forget it ever happened and remove all the pain it caused and just live a normal life. But I know that's impossible. I have to live with my actions. And I'm not sure I can handle that anymore. But I'll keep trying. Because you always need to make up for your actions in some manner. It may not be the easiest, but you definitely can in some manner, in some way.